Do we maintain a different repository for different releases, or it's one repository? All such kind of things we have seen yesterday, correct? In 1 minute, let me open that once again. Okay, and most importantly, we have seen that when I say test case, for every module we write a separate test case. For every module we write a separate test case, and all the test cases we call them as a in detail, because they consist of complete navigation steps, inputs, expected results, how to open application, what values to give, and once I give positive, what should happen, once I give negative, what should happen. Each and everything is neatly mentioned in the test case, correct? Everything is mentioned in the test case. Then now let's start the subject. Before that, you observe loan is one module, yes or no? Loan is a one module. Yes, see, when I say loan is one module, already we've discussed. When I say I'm testing loan, actually what are we doing? Tell me. From last 3 months I'm testing loan. It looks silly about nonsense. Only one module he's testing from last 3 months. But when I say I'm testing loan internally, what does it mean? I'm testing loan means what? No sound will not come. What is the meaning of it? I'm testing loan from last 3 months or 4 months. Testing all the sub modules of loan. Okay. So under loan, again we may have what, the home loan concept may be there. Again under loan we may have some education loan. Okay, we may have this education loan. Again under this we may have some other loan also. Again under this we may have some other loan also. All these are the sub module. Again under home loan. Okay, again under home loan we may have again sub module, that is home loan for some government employees. Okay, again under that we may have one more also. I'm talking about home loan only. Let me take out this. Again under home loan only, again we may have one more sub module also. Let's assume this is a home loan for some private employees. Home loan for private employee. Now what you need to understand, one more concept here is, on loan, on this module, on this loan module, okay, on loan, I wrote, let's assume 45 test cases. How is this possible? Tell me. Loan is a single module, but on the loan I have written 45 test cases. How is this possible? Because yesterday I said one module, one test case I'm going to write. So how come on loan I'm writing 45 test cases? How? Like possible means how I'm saying possible, it seems. Yes, for every submodule also we write one test case. See, for this I will write a test case number 1. Again for this I am going to write my test case number 2. Again I'll write one more test case, one more test case. So now what navigation steps will like? Okay, so for every submodule or sub-submodule also I'm going to write one separate test case. One separate test case I'm writing. So if I take one module, under that the number of submodules or the number of sub-submodules, for each and everything I write a separate test cases. So on one module we don't write one test case, we write many test cases. Is that concept also clear for everyone? We write many test cases on a single module. Yes. Okay, and most one important line I want to add, guys, listen everyone, just remember this. See, every test case I'll give you these 2 points. Don't worry. Every test case is independent of each other. Every test case is independent of each other. Means what, you know? Every test case independent of each other means, it means, suppose I opened home loan for government employee. This test case I am executing. Simultaneously, other person want to test home loan for private employee. There is no relation between this test case number 1 and test case number 2. So when you're writing here also, you should write the step number 1 is open the browser, enter the URL. Here also you should write the step number 1 is open the browser and enter the URL. Means you cannot say refer to the test case number 1 for next step, or refer to the test case number 14. We should never write like that. We should never write like that. We should never write saying that refer this, refer that, refer this. Every test case, if I open, easily I should be able to execute the test case. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Any test case you open, it should start from step number 1 till step number last. You should never have the dependency between the test cases. You should never have the dependency between the test cases. Okay. All right. 2 more points now. Before I start regression testing, write 2 more points. Anyhow, you will understand this word once I start the test case topic. So don't worry about it. Right. Point number 1. Under yesterday's notes only you write. Point number 1. On a single module, we write multiple test cases. On a single module, we write multiple test cases. We write multiple test cases on a single module. Write multiple test cases on a single module. That is on every submodule. That is on every submodule or sub-submodule. On every submodule or sub-submodule. On every submodule or sub-submodule, we write a separate test cases. On every submodule or sub-submodule, we write a separate test cases. We write a separate test cases. First point is done. Second point. Every test case we write. Every test case we write should be. Every test case we write should be independent of each other. Every test case we write should be independent of each other. Every test case we write should be independent of each other. That is 1 minute, guys. Okay, guys. Every test case is independent of each other. That is I did. Whenever we are executing one test case, 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 it should not have any reference. It should not have any reference with the other test case. It should not have any reference with the other test case. It should not have any reference with the other test case. Okay. It should not have any reference with the other test case. Clear, clear, clear. Okay. Anyhow, as I said, once we start the test cases topic, you'll easily understand. Now let's start the most important topic of your life and wife also. If you're good in these 4 topics, that means you are a software engineer. Simple concept that is. Which is the first one? Okay, guys. Don't write anything. Don't write anything. And any doubt is there. When I ask you, have you understood? That time only you tell me that this point I have not understood. That time only. But you should specify me the point. You cannot say, sir, everything I have not understood. I'm not so bad teacher also. I'm not so bad teacher also. So you should tell me this point I have not understood, sir. Then we can have a discussion. Otherwise, I'll not repeat that. Done? Everyone ready? Ready, 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 ready. Again, I'm saying these 2-3 days, if you're good in this subject, 99% you are offered, guys. Remember, 3 days it will go on. All the resume points we are going to write from today's class, tomorrow's class, and day after tomorrow. 3 days it will go on. We have to mention all the resume points. What points you mention also I'll teach. Don't worry. If you're good in this, again I'm repeating, 99% you are offered. Done. Let's start. Let's start. Everyone concentrate here. Okay. Assume guys, just now we have started release number 1. Okay. Everyone knows that. Oh, let me change the color of the pen. In the release one, customer says, boss, I want some 5 features to be added. See, when I say 5 features, again these 5 features may have 50 submodules or 100 submodules also. Yes or no? These 5 features may have 50 submodules or 100 submodules, correct? Okay. Now, as soon as these 5 features were given, you don't bother, sir. 1 test engineer is there, 4 test engineers are there. That's okay. A team is there. Let's assume team is there. Now, what happened? The testing team has written 200 test cases. Totally 200 test cases are written on 5 features. 4 test engineers were there. And 3 months was the duration for testing. So within 3 months, we have neatly completed the project. All 200 test cases were written and executed also. And everyone knows the difference between written and executed. Yes or no? I've given the notes also. So 200 test cases were written and 200 cases were executed. 200 cases were executed. And release 1 is successful. What is the meaning of release 1 is successful? Release 1 is successful means what? Application is stable. Application is stable, nothing but all the test cases are passed. Correct, guys? Any word we can use. Release 1 is successful, or the application is stable, or the application is bug free, or all the cases whatever we have written and executed, all the cases are passed also. All the cases are passed. Hold this. All the test cases are passed also. Good. Now, see, once the release 1 is completed, guys, are you going to delete all these test cases or you will keep it? Release 1 is completed. Release 1 is completed. Will you keep it or you will store it or you are going to delete this? We will keep it because for future reference it is required. Where is it stored? Correct. Store it where? Store it. Store, keep, same word. No problem. Store it in the test case repository. Good. Now release one love story is completed. Release one love story is completed. Now customer says, I want release number 2. Customer says, I want release number 2. Observe guys, release number 2 is nothing but customer wants some changes. Customer wants some changes. When I say changes, all of you should understand, it may be the addition of some features, it may be the deletion of some features, and also it may be the modification of some features. Yes or no? Correct. It can be addition. We are adding some new features. We are deleting some features. We are modifying some features. Everything comes under changes only, guys. Now, when I say customer is asking for changes, okay, in the release number 2, let's assume I'll write here. In the release number 2, customer says, I want to 4 new features are added. 4 new features are added in the release number 2. But the first question is, release 2 consists of totally how many features? Throw it in the dustbin. Release 2 totally consists of how many features? Paper also. How many? What you are writing? 9 features, 4 features. Very good, Nanda. That's okay. Some people would have logged in now also, because from 350 it has become 394. Leave it. I'll not repeat. 9 features. Perfect. Correct. We have 4 new features plus old features also will be there, boss. We don't delete the old features. Plus 5 features are also there. 5 old features I can call them. 5 old features are also there from the release number 1. Okay. Now for these 5 old features, already test cases are there. Test cases are not there. For the 5 old features, test cases are there or test cases are not there. Correct. Already test cases are there, but in a separate folder. Release 1 folder. Remember that point. Release 1 folder. It is there. Now in the release number 2. Again, I wrote 180 new test cases. For how many features? In the release 2, I have written 180 test cases. Very good. For 4 new features. So neatly we have written 180 test cases. And guys, you observe here also I have taken same 4 test engineers and 3 months is the duration. That means I have not increased or decreased the test engineer. I have not increased or decreased the time duration. Can you tell me why, first of all? Understand the question. 180 new test cases I have written for 4 new features. But if you observe, release 1 also 4 test engineers, release 2 also 4 test engineers. Release 1 also 3 months is the duration, release 2 is also 3 months is the duration. 2 months is the duration. Now my question is, why the test engineers and the duration is neither increased nor decreased? Wrong. I am not at all asking about old test cases here. Why you are talking about old test cases? My question is why the resource is not increased or decreased. Sano, what old again? You fellows, this is a problem. You will not understand the subject. Simply will talk. Majji impact area. Started all nonsense. Whatever you would have studied, you started now. Because Puja Gaur modules and modules and what you are saying, because modules and test cases are decreasing. Oh, like that. Okay. Test case is more than earlier. They are habituated with application of PUB because all 4 test engineers have idea. Oh, so you are thinking that they are same test engineers only. I never said that. I never said that these 4 are same test engineer. You are wrong, boss. I said the number is 4. That's all. Many people are wrong. Any rule that if I worked in one company for release 1, I'll work in the same company for release 2 also? 2 years bond only, they are not ready for 4 lakhs. 2 years bond only, they are not ready. And you are expecting everyone to work in the releases. Wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Okay, listen carefully. I know your analysis. You'll talk like this only. Listen. Everyone concentrate here. See, this 4 test. Okay, release 1 only you come, guys. Release 1 you come. This 4 test engineers and 3 months depends on what? 4 test engineer I'm going to take, and 3 months is the duration for the project. In the release 1 only I'm talking. On what basis I decided? Blindly I decided? Blindly I decided? Then how did I decide it? How did I decide that? Based on number of features. Perfect. 100% it depends on number of features. One simple question I will have. You will have 2 kids or 3 kids or only 1 kid. That depends on what. Tell me. Let me see. Sir, after marriage I want 2 kids, sir. 3 kids, sir. Only 1 kid, sir. That depends on. Depends on. Based on mind. Based on money. Based on income. Perfect. Many people says based on income. If I have a capacity, that depends on my salary also. How much financial status I can give to the kids. How can I grow them? Yes or no? Go ahead. Same way, guys. Same way. All of you understand. Hey, come on. Go brush. Many of you said right answer. 4 test engineers I will hire. 3 months is the duration. That depends on number of features or number of requirements given by the customer. Yes or no? Number of features or number of requirements. Now observe one glass of water. Hot water. I'm taking. I'm working. Son. No disturbing while working. It's a bad habit. Go. You go. Now listen, guys. Now listen. Same way observe. So depending on the number of features, I have decided the test engineers and the duration. Boss, release 2 also you observe. 4 new features are added. So almost the number of features are same. And guys, 5 features in the release number 1 may take. See, listen what I'm saying. Don't go on the number 5, 4. It's wrong. 4 features only are complex than these 5 features. Possible, not possible? The 4 new features which I'm adding, they may be very complex than the 5 features. Possible? Only 4 features may take more time than 5 features also. So number will not matter here. See, login, logout are 2 features only. Login, logout is 2 feature. Chat is 1 feature, but which will take more time? 2 features or 1 features? Login, logout is 2 features. Chat is only 1 feature. Correct. So are you understanding the strategy here? Are you understanding now? Yes. So the number doesn't matter, guys. Please understand the concept here. 2 features will take more time. Very good, Ola. You are a different person. All of them has given correct answer. Leave it now. So now, guys, almost the number of features were same. So I have taken 4 test engineers only. Almost the number of features are same. So I have taken same duration. But any rule that always it should be 4 test engineers and 3 months. Sometimes the number of test engineers and duration can increase also. Which case? Which case? The number of test engineers and the duration can increase. Which case? Tell me, in which case? When features are more. Good, simplest answer. Sometimes it may be only 1 test engineer in the second release and only 1 month is the duration. Which case? Okay, no. Only 1 test engineer is enough. Only 1 month is enough. Less features. Correct? That means, guys, please listen. Don't mug up this diagram. That is what I'm trying to tell. So if the number of features increases, we will increase the time also. If the number of features decreases, we will decrease the time also. That is how we decide the time and the resources. Have you understood? Has everyone understood? Okay, done. Now come to release number 2. In the release number 2, 180 new test cases were written, 4 test engineers were hired, and 3 months was the duration. 3 months was the duration. Now, all these new features are tested, or all the new test cases are executed. It's same sentence only. Yes or no? I'll repeat that sentence. New features are tested successfully, or new test cases are executed successfully. Is it same sentence or not? Okay, done. Now what happened, guys? Now what happened? These new features, whatever we have developed and tested, can it happens that these 4 new feature may affect, I'm not saying will affect, understand my English first of all, may affect some of the old features. Possible, not possible. These 4 features may affect some of the old features. Possible, because of, see, it will affect only if what? It will affect only if, yes, only if the modules are dependent. That is the most important word. Only if the modules are dependent, then it's going to get affected. If the modules are not dependent, obviously that effect will not be there. And generally, if you take the project, dependencies are always there. Remember this point. Any project, any modules you take, dependencies are always there. So now I have decided these new features are working fine. These new features are working fine. But these new features may affect the old features also. All the old features or some of the old features? What is the answer? It can be anything wrong. See, if you say some, it's wrong answer, I'll tell you. It can be anything. It can be some also, it can be whole also. That is purely depends on the dependent. Which is dependent? Okay. Now the testing, whichever the old features are getting affected, let us test them once again. Okay, whichever the old features are getting affected, let us test once again. See, when I say let us test once again, if you want to test those old features, do you remember how did you test those old features? Can you remember? Because release number 2 is after 6 months to 8 months, let's assume. Can you remember how did you test? No, but you already have a test documents. Yes or no? You already have a test documents. So now what they did, let us see, I wanted to test some 3-4 features out of these 5 old features. I took 80 old test cases. See this, 80 old test cases I've taken. From which release, guys? 80 old test cases I've taken from which release? Test repository is correct, but which test case repository? From the release number 1. I will go to the release number 1. I go to the release number 1. I have picked this 80 old test cases from 200 test cases. Is it clear now? Why have I taken only 80 test cases? Why only 80? Why only 80? Because only these 80 were dependent. Now I have one question. See, are you picking the test cases directly, or first you are picking the features which may get affected? Which is the correct word? First you should pick the features or the test cases directly. Good, guys. First you should identify which features, and second, for those features which are the test cases. Is it clear? First I should identify which features may get affected, and based on those features, which are the test cases we have written. For login may get affected, take the login test case. Inbox may get affected, take the inbox test cases. And sent item may get affected, pick the sent item test cases. Like this, 80 old test cases have taken, and I started executing those 80 old test cases also. I am executing the new test cases plus some old test cases. Yes or no? In the release number 2, I'm testing some new as well as old. Now, second question is, are you testing these new features and old features simultaneously or one after the other? These new features are there, then old features are there. Are you testing parallelly or one after the other? Remember, guys, first preference is always given to the new features. Once new features are working fine or new test cases are passed, then only I will go to the old features. Can you tell me why? First, I have to complete the new features. After the new features are completed, then only I go to the old features. What is the reason behind this? What is the reason? No, what you are saying, affected, wrong answer. Who said new features are more complex? Simply whatever you want, you're talking, that's all. Wrong. Because correct, we have already tested live. Simplest answer is new features, whatever were developed now. First, we are testing them because you tell me where the chances of bugs are more. Where the chances of bugs are more, in the new features or in the old features? In the new features. Old features are already tested, yes or no? Old features are already tested in the previous release and all the old features were working fine. I am testing the old features once again just to be on the safer side, that's all. Just to be on the safer side. So that's why they say always my first preference is new features, then only I'm going to test the old features. Is it clear now? Is it clear till now? Yes. Now, when do I say my release 2 is stable? Release 2 is over. When do I say that? You give me the answer. When do I say release number 2 is over? When? When all the 9 features are working. But guys, listen. Correct. When all the 9 features are working, I'll also agree. But in the release number 2, have you tested all the 9 features? In the release number 2, have you tested all the 9 features? First, I tested 4 features, then plus it may be some 2 features or 3 old features. Yes or no? Because I am not executing all 200 test cases. I am executing only 80 test cases. Whatever features I felt that it may get affected, only those features I have executed. Okay. Now release 2 is successful. It is handed over to the customer. Now customer says, I want release number 3. Again, when I say release number 3, let's assume this time I am adding 7 new features. Customer wants to add some 7 new features were added in the project. 7 new features. Along with the 7 new features, what else will be there in this application? 7 new features are there. Next, what will be there? There is a difference between you and me. You should go slowly. Plus already it will have four old features. Will have 4 old features from which release? 4 old features from release number, from the release number, what do you know? 2. From the release number 2. Plus it will have let me write here, plus it will have what? 5 old features I'm saying. Okay, 5 old, we don't call like this, but still I'm writing 5 old features, 5 old features from release number 1. From release number 1. So if you ask me, totally there are 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 7 is almost 16 features are there. 16 features are there, correct? Now Now, as soon as the 7 new features are given, first I will write the test cases. And almost for 7 new features, we have written 210 new test cases. 210 new test cases are written. That means almost the number of features and the number of test cases are same only, guys. Yes or no? Almost like release 1 and release 2 only. So again, I have taken 4 test engineers only, and I have taken 3 months only. Okay, so that depends on the number of features. Now all 210 new test cases are executed and they are pass. All are pass. That means 7 features are working fine. 7 features are working fine. Now the question is, can these 7 features affect the 4 features from the release number 2? Can it affect? Possible or impossible? Can it affect? Yes, maybe possible if the dependency is there. Okay, so now I decided. Hey, out of these 4 features, some 2 features may get affected. Let us test those 2 features once again. If you want to test those 2 features once again, you should have what? If you want to test these 2 features out of these 4 features, you should have what? Test cases. Perfect. You should have test cases. Where are the test cases for these 4 features? Where are the test cases? I want a complete answer. Where are the test cases? That is not a complete answer. Release 2 is not a complete answer. Repository is 100% wrong answer. In the release number 2, we have a test case repository number 2. In the release number 2, we have a test case repository number 2. Go to that repository and pick. You see this diagram? 75 old test cases I have picked from the release number 2. So from the release number 2, we had a repository, 180 test cases were there. I went there, based on whatever features are getting affected, I took them. So 75 old test cases have taken from release number 2. Am I clear till now? Yes. Now, second thing. Same way, guys. Can these 7 features? Let me take other color. Can these 7 feature affect these 5 features? Possible, not possible. Can these 7 features affect the 5 features? Possible. And second thing you observe, these 4 new features may affect the 5 old features. So already you have tested these 5 old features or whatever dependency is there, correct? In the release 3 also, once again you are testing these 5 features, because the effect here, 4 new features are affecting the 5 old features, 7 new features are affecting the 5 old features. Is it same effect or different effect? 4 new features are affecting 5 old features, 7 new features are affecting the 5 old features. Effect is same or different? Correct, it's different only. Here the code changes is for 4 features. Here the code changes is for 7 features. So here it's a different code, here it's a different code. Yes or no? Here it's a different code, here it's a different code. So again, these 7 features may affect the 5 features. So what we did, I want to test 2-3 features out of these 5 features once again. I want to test the 3 features or 4 features out of these 5 features once again. If I want to test those features, I should pick the test cases. Where are the test cases for this? Which release? Correct, good. In the release number 1. So I went to the release number 1 and 60 old test cases I have taken from release number 1. Is it easy? 60 cases I have taken from the release number 1. Is it easy? So total if you observe in the release 345 test cases I am executing. The new plus the previous release plus the previous release. That we'll discuss later. Pooja Kumari, how to pick those 60 only. That is a separate class I'll teach you. Listen, guys. Regression testing will go on for 3 days. Only after 3 days, I'm going to give the notes. Let me be very clear. Regression testing will go on for 3 days or 4 days. Only after 3-4 days, the whole regression is completed. Then I'm going to give the original notes, what to speak and how to speak. Till that time, you have to write the separate running notes only. Am I clear? And everything I will cover. Once I say regression is over, if you have any questions, you can ask me. But I will not leave one point also. Don't worry. Listen now. So somehow we pick 60 test cases, 345 cases are executed. Now, guys, like this, we will have release number 4 will be there. Release number 5 will be there. Release number 6 will be there. Release number 7 will be there. Release number 10. Release number 15. N number of releases will be there. And every release, we will have new test cases and we'll have old test cases. We'll have new test cases and we'll have old test cases. Is the process the same or not? For every release, no, the process is same. It has a set of new cases and set of old cases. Set of new cases and set of old cases. Is it same or not? Correct? It's same. Now, I have one simple question. Think and give me the answer. Every release old cases must be there. Right statement or wrong statement? Think and give me the answer. Every release old test cases will be there. Right or wrong? Sumit says wrong. Dudyala says wrong. Uma says there. There, what there? I don't know. Oh, someone is saying right statement. Kumanam says right statement. Lakshmi says wrong. One more says wrong. Other people, right or wrong, oh, sir, how does it matter, sir? Give me job. Very good. Depends, I don't want. Don't give all this nonsense answer. Either say yes or no, that's all, straightforward. What you're talking, release 1. From release 2 only, I'm saying every new release I said. Listen, all now, smart. Every new release I'm talking about, from release number 2 only, we'll have old test cases. Answer is what you know, the statement is wrong. Boss, old test case will come into picture only if there is a what? It will come into picture only if there is a what? If there is a dependency. Suppose in the release number 4, I am adding only one module called as help module. I'm adding a module called as help module. Will you have old test cases? In the release number 3 or 4, I'm adding help module. One new module called as a help module or user manual I'm adding. Will it have the old test cases? No. Correct? Why you will not have any old test cases here? Only help module test case I will be executing because it is completely independent. It is completely independent. So understand the concept here. Don't mug up here. So there is no rule that compulsory have. But guys, generally always dependencies are there. Yes or no? Always dependencies are there. But I am talking about cross question. There is no rule like that. There is no rule like that. It should go on. Correct? Okay. So now listen. So release number 1 was there. I'll summarize. Listen carefully. Release number 1 was there, and 5 features were given by the customers. We wrote some 200 test cases, and 4 test engineers were there. 3 months was the duration. All test cases are passed. Application is stable. It was handed over to the customer. Customer says, I want release number 2. When customer says, I want release number 2, I added some new test cases. The number of test engineers and time was same because the features were same. After testing the new features, I felt that these new features may affect the old features. So I picked some features or I picked some test cases and executed them also. So release 2 was also successful. Again in the release 3, customer says add some more new features. Done. I wrote some test cases. then these features may affect my old features. So again, I picked some test cases. I executed them also. This process of new test cases, old test cases, or testing the new features, testing the old feature, goes on, goes on, goes on, goes on until the project has the releases. Until the project has the releases. So this is the process number one. Now observe, very important points. Now, guys, this 80 old test cases, I'm saying old test cases, correct? Why you are calling the 80 as a old test cases? Tell me that first. Why you are saying these 80 are old test cases? Already tested or already executed. We don't test a test case. We don't test a test case. We execute a test case. We test the features. Or these 75 plus 60, both are old only. Yes or no? You think about the 75 or you think about the 60. According to me, 75 plus 6, 135. These 135 old test cases. Okay, we should not call them as a old, guys. We should call them as regression test cases. From today, instead of a word called as old, I am saying use a word called as regression test cases. Is the first point clear? Simple answer. Don't use old. It will feel bad. It will feel bad. Now, if you say me, sir, you are old, sir, I will feel very bad. Even though I'm old also, but still I'll feel bad. Like that, don't call it as a old, call it as a regression test cases. Second point you observe. Can I say regression test cases are always picked? They are not written, right or wrong? These 80 old test cases, are you writing? These 75 plus 60 old test cases, are you writing? We are not writing, boss. Already they are written. Already they are written. We are just picking them from where? We're picking them from where? From where? From where? From where? What release? From the previous releases. We are picking all this. See, these 80 are from release 1. These 75, 60 are from previous releases. So don't say release 1, release 2, release 3. This is just an example. So all regression cases are picked from the previous releases, right or wrong? All regression cases are picked from the previous releases, correct? So this is second point. Third point, you observe the concept of this regression test cases start from second release only. Why? The concept of this regression test cases starts from second release only. Why? Yes means why? Are you correct? I also know. I have only written, so it's correct only. But why? Concept of regression cases starts from the second release only. Why? No, wrong. Think first. Think. Don't give the answer. At least 1 minute. So, you waste fellow. You are. I'm saying, the problem with you is this only. You want to finish off the answer. In release 1, there is no old test case. Mrudula is right. The reason is because the regression cases start from the release 2, because in release 1, everything is new. In the release 1, there is no concept of regression cases only, because all are new. Is that clear? You forget about dependency. I'm not asking that only. Wrong answers you are. You are wrong. The only simplest answer is because everything is the new. There is nothing called as old in the release number 1. So I'm saying regression test cases concept starts from release number 2 only. And these regression cases are not mandatory. I proved it already. Yes or no? Regression cases are not mandatory. They will come into picture only if. Correct. Only if the modules are the most important point for today's class. Just for today's class, whenever we re-execute this test cases. See why I'm using a word called as re-execute. Whenever we re-execute the regression test cases, why I'm saying re-execute? Why this word? Because these cases are already executed in the previous releases. So guys, re-execution of the regression test cases are known as regression testing. So I'll repeat. So simple definition if you want, only for today's class. As I said you, after 3-4 classes, everything I'm going to give the notes. But today's, according to this diagram, whenever we re-execute these regression cases, it is known as regression testing. That means from the release number 2, you have a new features testing, regression testing, new testing, regression testing, new testing, regression testing. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so is this 5 points, have you understood the whole diagram here, guys? All these are 5 points, only these 5 points. Don't ask me any extra question. If you want to ask, you ask only in these 5 questions. Is it clear? Now you tell me one question. I'll ask one simple question. I'll ask. Now, guys, you have functional testing, you have integration testing, and you have system testing, correct? Functional testing is there, integration testing is there, and system testing is there. This functional integration system are the different types of testing or not? Functional integration testing are the different types of testing or not? Correct? Everyone is saying yes, 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 yes. This is topic, let me call it as a topic number 1, guys. This is what I'm teaching. Day 1, topic also number 1. Functional testing, integration testing, system testing is a separate type of testing. But you observe, regression is not a separate type of testing. Can anyone tell me why? See, there is nothing to teach called as regression testing. Can you tell me why? Regression is not a separate type. Why? Use common sense. Let me see. Again, don't tell me dependency, I'll throw you outside. Don't tell me dependency. Regression is not a separate type. Why? Boss, we are doing the same testing once again here. Same functional integration system, we may repeat it once again. Because see this, take the old test cases, execute them once again. Take the old test cases, execute them once again. Take the old test cases, execute them once again. Are you doing a new type of testing, or are you repeating the old one? Are you doing a new type of testing? Are you repeating the old one? Forget about functional integration system. Everything comes under functionality testing. Everything comes under functionality testing. So can I say in regression, we are repeating the functionality testing? Correct. So everyone is giving the same answer, sir. We are repeating. So please understand that is not a new type of testing. Regression testing is previous release, whatever I did, I'm repeating it once again. When you are repeating that, we are using a word called as regression. Am I clear? Yes, good. So is regression mandatory? Is the regression mandatory? Yes or no? Think and then give the answer. Answer like regression is not mandatory, comes into picture only if dependency is there. Same answer, right? Correct. Only if dependency is there. Yes means you are a great person. Leave it. I cannot repeat the whole topic once again. Okay, good guys. Now observe. These are the 5 points you should know from this diagram. This topic is regression testing, day number 1, topic number 1. Now, any doubts only in this diagram you ask. I will not entertain any other question apart from this diagram, because everything I'll cover step by step. Any question in this diagram, or have you understood everything? Any question? If you don't have question, so two things: either my teaching is good or you have not understood anything. These are the only two possibilities. Understood. Why customer needs release 2? Very good question. Understood, everyone understood? Done, guys. I'll neatly give you 10 minutes. Copy the diagram and write whatever you understood. Copy the diagram, but don't mix. See, when you are writing this, please listen, guys, how to write. Every topic that I'm teaching, please listen. First, you write whatever is there on the screen, you write it separately. Under that, you write saying that my notes, and you write for yourself. Don't mix it. Don't mix it. Are you understanding? Any diagram giving, you write first. Under that, you write my notes, and then you write whatever points you want. Sir, in third release, there are 7 new features, but still there are 4 test engineers. Number of features does not mean that you have to increase the resources. I've already told you guys. In release 2, 80 test cases will be written again, or only we do read. Like, what you are talking, Ole? This Chauhan, Janap, what you are talking? Guys, are you writing these 80 old test cases once again? In the release 2, 80 old test cases or 80 regression cases I'm picking, right? Are you writing them once again? Already they are there. Why you want to write it once again? Go pick it and start executing. That's all. You are not writing. Plan, guys. It's 9 o'clock. Till 9:10 or 9:15, I'll give you time. Very, very important. Neatly write whatever you understood. Neatly write whatever you understood. Regression is not a mandatory. That will happen only if the modules are dependent. Only if the modules are dependent. If the modules are not dependent, there is no question of regression testing only. We are doing regression testing. Okay, 1 minute. We are doing regression testing here. That is what I'm saying. But generally, if you observe, any project you take, regression testing will be there or regression testing will not be there. You forget about it is mandatory, not mandatory. I'm giving all the different answers. But in general, I'm saying regression testing will be there or not. Yes, generally regression testing will always be there, guys. Now, if you observe, see, if you want to do regression testing properly, first you should be good in what? Just think and talk. If you want to do regression testing properly, you should be good in what? Writing test case. Karma, what you are doing? If I want to do regression testing properly, regression testing means what? The affected features, I want to test it. Now you tell me, suppose you are picking these 80 test cases. You are picking these 80 test cases. or you're picking some 3-4 previous features. Can it happen that you're picking a wrong test cases? Possible. You're picking a wrong impact area. Possible or impossible? If you pick a wrong impact area, means selecting a wrong module. So, if you're selecting a wrong module, your whole regression testing is waste only. Yes or no? If you're picking a wrong module, then obviously whatever efforts you are putting here, that is completely wrong. So they say, guys, the first important thing is to identify the impact area is challenging thing here. I'll give the notes. Don't read anything. First observe. Okay. So first challenging thing is you should be good in identifying the impact area. Impact area or affected area, anything is okay. Any word we want, we can use. This is my first thing. So in regression testing, you should be good in identifying the impact area. Then second problem you observe, guys. See, if you see this regression testing, here also, let me erase this whatever I have written previously. Now you observe 4 test engineers are there. Here also 4 test engineers are there. Here also 4 test engineers are there, and 3 months is the duration, 3 months is the duration, 3 months is the duration, but 200 test cases are there, 260 test cases are there, 345 test cases are there. It goes on. There may be 1000 test cases also totally. So totally I'm executing 1000 test cases in one release. That means the number of test cases are getting increased or not? Correct. The number of test cases are getting increase. But resources are less or more? Resources are less or more? Correct. Resources are less only. Resources means obviously test engineer. Test engineers are called as resources. So the second biggest problem in this regression testing, what they say, which companies are facing is, the second problem is the test cases are increasing, but don't copy anything. But the resource are less. Oh, go take it. Go up. The number of test cases are increasing, but the resources are less. Yes or no? Yes or no? Amma open ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ವೋ? Yes. And third and the biggest problem, guys. The biggest problem is you observe. See, when they're doing regression testing, whenever they're doing regression testing, what they say. See, these 4. 1 minute. Observe these 4 test engineers. They have tested these 200 test cases neatly in the release number 1. Same 4 test engineers, when they are testing these 180 test cases, they are new test cases for them. So they will be excited. It will be interesting, correct? But again, when you ask them to execute these 8 old test cases, believe me, their mood will change. Why? Tell me. These 80 test cases, they'll be very much interested. Done, sir. 180 test cases I will execute. But these 80 test cases, when I tell them to execute once again, their mood will not be there. Why? It's a boring. Why is it boring? Because they have already executed them. Once again, you are asking them to do the same job. It's a repetition job. Same way, 210 test cases, I'm very much interested. But when you ask me to go and test this 135 test cases, I will feel bad. What nonsense. And When manager asks you to test, you don't have option. So what they will do, you know, they will execute 1 or 2 test case. If it is working fine, they will make everything as pass. Possible, not possible? 2-3 test cases randomly they will execute, the old test cases or the regression cases. Once they are working fine, what they will do, all the other things, they will not test and silently they will make it as pass, 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 pass. That means, guys, can I say regression testing accuracy is not there? Accuracy is not there. Accuracy is not there because it's a boring task. It's a boring task, correct? Now I have one concept. Now I have one concept. 1 minute. Closer. Let me open the diagram. In interview, they're going to ask you guys, what are the challenges of regression testing? Okay, or what? Go give more. Okay, now observe. Carefully listen here now. What are the challenges of regression testing? Or what are the drawbacks? 1 minute, guys. Never have kids in your life. Okay, 1 minute. I'll come. 1 minute. 1 minute. We're touching. What do you want? Guys, listen now. Oh, okay. Done. Observe now. So I said, they will be asking what are the challenges of regression testing, or what are the problems that we face under regression testing, or what are the difficulties when we do regression testing. Because regression testing is always done in the companies. Yes or no? If there is no kids, only it's a problem, sir. Oh, like that. Done, boss. Observe. So see, every company compulsory they're doing regression testing. So they'll ask you what are the challenges of regression testing. First challenge you observe, I've written here, identifying the impact area or the affected area. Because if you identify a wrong impact area, whole regression testing will be wrong. Yes or no? The first point. The first basic thing itself is to identify the impact area. And if you identify the wrong impact area, whole process, whatever you have done, it's a time waste. Second challenge, regression testing is always time consuming process, because point number 1, every release, the number of test cases are increasing, release by release, release by release, release by release. So test cases are increasing and resources are less. Resources means what I said. Resources means what? Tell me. Test engineers. Perfect. So test cases are increasing, but the resources are less only. We cannot blindly increase the number of test engineers. Third problem in regression testing, accuracy is not there because it is a repetitive or monotonous task. Because already we have tested, since it is a repetitive and monotonous task, test engineer may get bored and he may skip some steps, or he may skip some test cases. So there is no accuracy. Solution for first one, solution for second one, solution for third one, I'll give you. What is how to solve this problem, how to solve this problem, how to solve this problem. But problems, have you understood? Problems, have you understood? Yes, okay. Write this same thing, guys. Regression testing, write it as regression testing, and this is same. Heading should be like this: regression testing, day number 1, day number is 1, and topic number is what? Day number is 1, and topic is what? Topic number is topic number is second topic. Challenges of regression testing. Write whatever you want. Correct. Topic 2. Topic 1 was the basic diagram what I gave you. Here I'm saying these are the problems or challenges of regression testing. Solution, we will talk. Solution will talk. Obviously, when I said no accuracy, same job if I ask you to do again and again, even if I give salary also, you will get bored. You will not do the job properly and you will say, sir, it is done. That is the meaning of no accuracy in regression testing. Time duration for testing unit to complete testing depends on number of features. Yes, obviously. Depending on number of features only, they will give you the time duration. Deadline is decided based on number of features. Could you please tell first point only? 100% no, Santosh. I'll not tell. Guys, first point, is it tough? Identify impact area. From 8 o'clock, we are discussing that only, actually speaking. From 8 o'clock, we are only talking about impact area, impact area. And how much time is required for testing? Is it decided by test engineer or who is deciding that? Correct. Lead is deciding test cycle. If you remember, for every build, they are giving a test cycle that is done by our leads only. Only write these 3 points here. There is no explanation. I'll tell you. There is no explanation. Last point I have written, accuracy is not there. Accuracy is not there in regression testing because it is a repetitive or monotonous task. So test engineer will get bored and he will miss some values, or he will miss some steps, or he will miss some test cases only. Bye. Done. Fast. Very important topic you have to start. Done. There is no notes to write here. Just write these questions and how to solve it. As I said, I'll teach you how to solve it. I'll teach you. Now, very important point. You have to be carefully listen. In between, you cannot go to bathroom and then come and sit here. I will not repeat the next one. Very important. Topic number 3. Where is the diagram? Oh, don't tell me diagram is not there. 1 minute, guys. Guys, is the screen visible, guys? Is the screen visible? Some fellows are waiting. Like, sir, is the class over? Class is ended. I don't understand what you want in life is I don't understand. Okay, take a fresh page, guys. Take a fresh page. Write the topic as regression testing day 1, topic 3, types of regression testing. Even if you're there also or not there also, I will complete my job. That's all, simple concept. I want to finish. All my old batch people almost placed. So now the next batch we have to concentrate is on you only. So people who are very tired because you are teaching from last 1.5 years, you are very tired, you can go. Take regression testing day 1, topic 3, types of regression testing. Take the heading as types of regression testing. Take the heading as types of regression testing. Very, very interesting and important topic. Both interesting and important. Especially for experienced people. Especially for experienced people. Very, 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 very important. Heading you have copied already. Shall I start? Let me. Now I want to increase the size. So let me take out this whatever I've written. Till here, is it visible, visible? Good, guys. Now let me start this. So observe. According to this diagram, we have release number 1. In the release number 1, customer says, please develop me login feature, compose feature, inbox feature, sent item feature, draft feature, help feature, and logout features. Some 7-8 modules he says that please develop all these 7-8 features. Okay. Now immediately developer is writing code for all these features. Developer is writing a code, and as a test engineer, we are writing test cases for each and every feature. See, again, one module, we don't write one test case, we write multiple test cases. But to keep it simple, for every module, I have taken one test case. So features were given, developer wrote a code, I wrote test cases, everything was written, and immediately release number 1 is completed. Is the first statement clear? Release number 1 is completed, and obviously you guys know that all these 7-8 test cases were stored in where? All these 7-8 test cases, they were stored in. All these 7-8 test cases, they were stored in test case repository of release number 1. Like, all of you, please understand one simple concept. One simple concept to understand. Be a good presenter. When I say good presenter, in interview they'll ask you, what is your name? My name is Prakash. This is one way of answering. Hi sir, I am Prakash. This is second way of answering. Tell me who will get selected. Tell me who will get selected. The second person, but answer was same, guys. Answer was end of the day Prakash only. But see, the presentation is important, Ali. That is what I always tell the students. Always please work on the presentations and don't get scared. If you say, hi sir, I am Prakash, will he eat you? Will he eat you? Nimaji, why you are getting scared? He is also a human being only. Managers are not gods. And the person who take your interview, remember, he was also freshers once upon a time. Don't forget that. Any person who is taking your interview, I'll tell you guys, he is also what? He is also a human being only. He was also freshers. He didn't become manager as soon as engineering is over. So always try to open your mouth and give the complete answer. Done, guys. So release number 1 was successful and it was over. Now listen carefully. Now customer says, I want the release number 2. I want the release number 2. The company people asked him, okay, what are the changes you want? Please tell me. I'm taking the change one by one. So don't see the whole diagram at a time. If you're doing that, it's your mistake. First requirement change. First change. See, in the release number one, username was accepting 3 digits. Please change the username to 3 digits from 3 alphabets. Sorry, it was accepting 3 alphabets. In the release number one, it was accepting 3 alphabets, but now we don't want that alphabet. Can you change the username inputs from 3 digits to 3 alphabets? Is the requirement clear for you? First of all, is the requirement clear? Yes. Now once, and think only first to change. Once customer gave this change, developer will start what? Developer will start coding or changing the code. Is it a new code or is changing the code? Boss, it's code changes. It is not a new code. Remember, he will understand the requirement and he starts changing the code. Simultaneously, test engineer has to watch. You don't see the diagram and talk. Normally you talk. Simultaneously, test engineer should write a test case or he should write a test document. On which module? On which module? Correct. Write a test case on which module? On login. Perfect. Now listen. So when developer is changing the code, I have to write a test case on the login module. But guys, already is there a test case for login? Already test case is there, test case is not there for login. Already test case is there, test case is not there. Correct. Already test case is there. Ano? Oh, correct. Already test case there for login in the release number one. Now listen carefully. Listen. In the test case, multiple steps are there. Username, there is a step. Password, there is a step. How to open the application, there is a step. OK button, there is a step. Cancel, there is a step. Forgot password also, there is a step. So many steps are there for login. Now, according to this customer changes, how many steps needs to be changed? You tell me the answer. According to the new requirement, how many steps needs to be changed? When I'm saying steps, already I've shown you the test case. Only one step needs to be changed. For which one? Correct. One step of which component? Which component? Only the username. So password should be same. OK button should be same. Cancel should be same. Opening the browser should be same. All other steps are same only. Single step for username I want to change. Correct. Now you tell me which is a better approach. Will you write the whole test case once again or take the old test case? Since it's a minor change, see this concept here. Since it's a minor change, take the old test case and modify the test case. Which is better, you tell me? Writing completely a new test case is better or modifying is better? Correct. Take a old test case, modify it. You modify only one step. From 3 alphabets, now change it to 3 digits. After modifying, now listen carefully, listen guys. See, actually this modifying is nothing but you're writing a new one only. Yes or no? This modification is nothing but actually it's like a new thing only. It's a new thing because login is getting modified. So I have an option. Since it's a minor change, same old test case I'm taking, I'm modifying that test case. Now listen carefully, listen. After I modify, is it a new test case or not? Once I modify that test case and save it, is it a new or not? Is it new or not? Correct. It's a new. Store it in, you observe this, store it in test case repository number 2. See here, login test case I've stored. Store it in the test case repository number 2. Why are you storing it in the test case repository number 2? Tell me. Take the old test case. Since it's a minor change, you modify it. it becomes a new test case and store it here. Why you are storing it here? Because the login is changed. Since the login is changed, so this is a new login feature. 100% this is a new login. Yes or no? Modifications are done. And second thing, what they say, 1 minute. I said. And after taking, observe this, store it here. Now observe, after storing, guys, after storing, what they say, now in the test case repository number 1, how many test cases are there? Tell me. Assume that this is my test case repository number 1. In the test case repository number 1, how many test cases are there? Correct, 7 test cases are there. I'll write only one word, guys. Okay, login. There is one test case. Perfect. Login, there is a test case. Next, compose also, there is one test case. Let's assume compose also there is a test case. Ah, baby. Oh, good boy, go. Next, inbox also there is one test case. All these 7 test cases, whatever wrote, I have stored here. Then let me take that sent item test case also. Sent item also there is a test case. Draft, there was a test case. Draft also there was test case, and help there was a test case. HEL, let me write that also. Help also there is a test case, and finally logout LG also there was a test case. Now what happened? If you see this, just now I told you, I took it, I modified it, I stored it here. After storing, what they say, you know, this old test case, whatever you have, this old test case, this is of no use. Yes or no? First you tell me that. No, this is of no use. Yes or no? Because in future, if you want to test login, which login you should test? Release 1 login or release 2 login? Correct. It's modified. Simple answer. Deepu is saying. Deepu Pradhan. Correct. It's modified. So obviously that is of no use for us. And if you keep it unnecessary, it creates a confusion for us. Yes or no? Unnecessary create a confusion for us. So they are saying delete that. Simple concept. Delete that. Is it clear till now? Is it clear till now? 1 minute. Yes. Go. Correct. Delete the first one. It's because it's of no use. Correct. Now listen to the concept carefully. Okay, now listen carefully. Sir, what is the customer comes in left? That will discuss. First, let's go one by one, guys. You are seriously what you are not understanding the flow only. See, now someone is asking, guys, why should I delete, sir? Other people give the answer. Why should I delete? Other people give the answer. And it's okay. I don't think that all 400 people, 400, if you understand, I will become Gandhiji. Because that is modified. When something is modified, why I want to keep the old one? What is the use of old one? In the future, whenever I want to test also, I will take the new login only. I will not take the old login. Correct? I will not take the old login. So that's the reason I deleted. Now you observe. Don't think about the second change here. This is a complete different thing only. I'm not teaching you this. I'm not at all teaching this. Don't even see this, I'll tell you. I'm only concentrating on the first one. So what happened, guys? Login already test case was there. It was there in test case repository number 1. Customer asked me to change something. When he asked me to change something, I came to know that it was just a minor change. So what I did, I took the old test case. Since it was a minor change, I modified it. After modification, that became a new test case. and I stored it in the test case repository. And I stored it in the test case repository of the release number 2. And after storing, what I did? After storing, what I did? When I am doing all these things, what is developer doing? Tell me. When I'm doing all these things, what is developer doing? He is busy in changing the code for login. Now developer says, boss, don't see all these things. This is none of your business. This is none of your business, I'll tell you. Don't see all these things. Okay. Now developer says, boss, coding is done. Now you tell me what is your job. Coding is done. So what is your job? What is your job? Don't see this. This is not at all required for me. Execute the test case. Perfect. Now please go and execute the test case. Which test case you have to execute? Now go and execute the test case. Which test case? We will test the modified test case. But remember, guys, this modified test case is nothing but a new test case only. First one sentence you understand. Actually, I should write a new test case. But just to make my job easy, I have modified. Yes or no? Actually, I should write a new test case. But just to make my job easy, I have modified a test case. Simplest concept that is. And I didn't tell my lead that I have modified, girified. I said I have written a new test case, boss. Since the login requirement was changed, I have written a new test case. Now, guys, all you are saying, once the code is ready, you have to execute this login test case. Yes or no? Once the code is ready, you have to execute the login test case. Correct? Now, when I am executing the login test case, done, I executed. Login is working fine. Let's assume login is working fine. Will you test compose, inbox, sent item, draft, gift, all those things? Will you test? Compose, inbox, sent item, draft, gift. Yes means you are a great person, I'll tell you. I told you, no. Okay, 99% they are saying no. Why? 1% is saying yes because they would have not understood anything. People are saying no. Why no? No, sir, we will not. Why? Because login is not dependent on compose or inbox or sent item or all these things. Oh, we are not testing because it's boring task. Very good, Ali. Excellent. Because login is independent of the other modules. Yes or no? The login is completely independent of the other modules. That means only login I have tested. Only login I have tested. I have not tested other module. So my question is, have you done regression testing here? Have you done regression testing? No. Perfect. No. Yes, sir. Dilip, where is regression testing? Tell me here. Where is regression? Others are saying no. Only that fellow is saying yes, sir. Correct. All are saying no. What modification? You tell me the module on which you have done regression testing. Tell me. But changes were done on login, so you have retested that login once again. So have you tested any other impact area modules? Have you tested, guys? Correct. No. So that means listen, carefully listen. That means you have not at all done any regression testing here because dependent modules were not there. Is my statement correct? We have not done any regression testing because other modules were not dependent on this login. Correct? But guys, listen, carefully listen now. Carefully listen. Username is there. Username is there. Let me change the color now. Let me change the color. Okay. And also inside login test case, password also there is a step. Then OK button also there is a step. OK button there is a step. Cancel also there is a step. Forgot password also there is a step. Means all these steps are there inside the login test case. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Now tell me, other modules you have not tested. I'll agree. Other modules you have not tested. But when you are testing this username, password, OK, cancel, and forgot password also, have you tested or not? When you are executing this login test case, login is one single module. Login is one single module. When you are executing the login once again, only changes were done in username. Only changes were done in username. But password, OK, cancel, forgot password, everything you have tested. Yes or no? Yes. Correct. Why? Why have you tested password, OK button, cancel button, forgot password, everything? Because they're dependent on what? Correct. They're dependent on what? Each other. I don't want that word. They're dependent on. Login is also wrong answer. They're dependent on. Boss, username has dependency on password. Username has dependency on OK button. Username is also have a dependency on cancel button. Username has a dependency on forgot password. That means you observe all this password, gisword, OK, cancel, everything was already tested in the release number 1. Okay, listen carefully. Password, OK, cancel, forgot password, everything was tested in the release number 1. But once again in the release 2, you are testing all these things. Why? Password, OK, cancel, forgot password. It was already tested in release 1. Once again, you are testing in the release number 2 also. Why you are testing in the release number 2 also? Because we changed username. Perfect. Simplest answer. Since the changes were done in username, it may affect these components also. Correct? So now the question is, guys, impact area is outside the login or inside login only? Here also we are testing the impact area, truly speaking. But impact area we are testing outside the login or inside the login? Outside or inside? Outside or inside? Correct. Inside login only. Whenever we do, and whenever you test an impact area, that is nothing but regression testing. Yes or no? Whenever there is a word called as impact area, that is nothing but your regression testing. So now, guys, this concept means doing regression testing within that unit only. Unit means what? One more name of a unit is module or feature or functionality or unit. Any word we want, we can use it. So doing regression testing within that module, within the same module, that concept, guys, that concept, I want to make it clear. One minute. Let's remove all this confusion. I am only taking the first change. Only I took the first change. So I took it. It was a minor change. Simple, it was a minor change. I modified the test case. After modification, that will become a new test case, and that new test case is stored in the new repository. That is test case repository number 2. It is stored, and after the developer says coding is done, I am executing the login test case once again. So when I'm saying I'm executing login test case once again, I am testing username also and all the remaining components also. So I am doing regression testing within login module. Is it correct sentence? Because of the changes done in username, right or wrong? I am doing regression within the login because of the changes done in username. This concept, guys, this concept, they started calling it as unit regression testing. So this now I don't want this. I know you'll take this only. This concept, whatever example just now I gave, that is called as a unit regression testing. Why am I calling it as a unit regression testing? Can you tell me? Why am I calling it as a unit regression testing? You should only give me the answer now. Why? Simplest answer. It is done inside the unit. It is done within the module. It is done. We are not touching any other dependent module. So it is called as a unit regression testing. Easy. Everyone understood? Yes. So in unit regression testing also impact area is there, but it is inside the unit only. No. And see, remember, old test case I have deleted. Remember that point also, because it's of no use. It's of no use. Now I'll come back to unit regression testing. Now listen carefully, concentrate here. Carefully. Next, what happened, guys? Let me take the second change. Second. Let me use this. Now customer says first change is over. That love story is done. Customer also said, I want to do some changes in. I want to change completely the functionality of a compose module. I want to change the functionality of a compose module, but you observe, completely I want to change the functionality of a compose module. Same in the release number 2 only is giving me this requirement. Now, when customer says I want to change this compose completely, which is better option? It's a major change, yes or no? 100% it's a major change, because you want to do a lot of changes in the compose. Already compose test case is there, compose test case is not there. Already compose test case is there, it is not there. It is there. But you tell me, which is better now? To take a compose and modify is better, or to write completely a new compose test case is better? Which is a better option here? Write a new test case or modify the test case? Which is better? Everyone is, oh, some people, one person is saying modify also, very good. Why you are saying writing new test case is better, sir? Why? Why you are saying writing new test case is better? Boss, if one line change is done, it was easy. When I say major changes, almost everything I have to change. Almost everything I have to change. So if you take a old test case, start changing, you will become a loose fellow. Instead of that, what they did, listen, I am completely writing a new test case on compose module. I am not taking the old test case. I am not at all taking the old test case. 1 minute. To be more specified, let me write this also. Okay, here if you ask, this blue color is take the old test case, guys. That is what I've written. Take the old test case and modify it, because it's easy. Only one step you have to change. So take the old test case and you have to modify it. But here concept is very simple. Why should I do all this nonsense? Instead of this, let me write a new test case only. That is an easy option for me. So now I wrote a new test case. After writing the new test case, obviously I have to store it in the test case repository number 2 only. Yes or no? Because it is a modification done in the release number 2. Now I have modified this. I have written a compose. Old test case should I keep or I should delete it? Old test case should I keep or I should delete it? Old compose test case in the release number 1 repository, 100% I will delete. I don't want two test cases. I don't want that confusion only. Whichever is the latest one, keep it. Old one, since it is modified, you delete that. Okay. Now listen carefully. Listen. Now developer says, boss, coding is done. Test engineer will open this compose test case and he will start executing the compose test case. Assume compose is working fine. Am I clear till now? A new test case was written, old test case was deleted also. Now, what happened is I have stored it in the repository. This compose test case is executed and it's passed also. Now, after the new features are stable, now I have to identify the impact area, yes or no. After the new features are stable, I have to identify the impact area, correct? Now you tell me, because of the changes in compose, which modules may get affected? You should only give me the answer. Because of the changes done in compose, which modules may get affected? Inbox may get affected, correct? Sent item may get affected, and draft also may get affected. That means these three features, chances are there that they may get affected. If they may get affected, you should test those features once again, yes or no? You should test those features once again. If you want to test those features, you should have what? Go and test inbox sent item draft once again. Correct, they are dependent. Go and test inbox draft and sent once again. If I say go and test, you should have what? Test cases. Test cases are already there or they're not there? They're not there. Correct, they are there. So what you do, use the same test case. That means go. So see here, pick the test cases, guys. You observe these arrows. I am picking this test case. I am picking this test. 3 test cases I have picked. Carefully listen. 3 test cases I have picked, and all these 3 test cases I am keeping it here for regression testing. So now these 3 are regression test cases. These 3 are regression cases, and these 2 are new test cases. Yes or no? These 3 are regression test cases. These 2 are new test cases. Yes or no? Is my voice clear, guys? Is my voice clear? Yes, that means other Shure's mistake. Just check your network. Now listen, carefully listen, please listen. Don't get deviated now. So now, after the new features are stable, I first went and identified the impact area. I picked those test cases. I kept it here. So 3 regression test cases I have taken. Now test engineer, open inbox, execute, open sent item, execute, open draft and execute. That is nothing but now execute these regression test cases. But now my question is, will you delete them from release 1 repository? Will you delete them? Inbox, sent item and draft. Listen guys, we don't delete them. We don't delete them because you are just using them. Yes or no? Understand the English here. Inbox test case, sent item test case and draft test case. These regression cases you are using. You are not modifying. Correct, it's not modified. You are just using them for regression testing. But login test case and compose test case you deleted. Why? Login test case and compose test case you deleted. Why? Because they are modified. Now guys, this pink color approach, this we call it as regional regression testing. 1 minute, let me segregate this. 1 minute. This pink color approach, whatever you are seeing, right? Let me write like this. Blue color love story, whatever I told you. This blue color is called as unit regression testing, because we are testing only within that module, whereas this pink color we call it as regional regression testing. That means regional regression testing is done within the module or outside the module. Regional regression testing is done within the module or outside the module. Outside the module, whereas unit regression testing is done where? Within the module. But tell me, both are called as regression testing only. Can anyone tell me why? Let it be unit, let it be regional. Both are called as regression testing only because of changes are done in one module or one component, we are testing other modules or the other component. Have you understood this concept? Have you understood this concept? 3-4 points which is required, I will give you. Don't bother about this. 10 o'clock, I also know it's 10 o'clock. If you are interested, you stay back. If you don't want, you can go. I never forced you. Until I teach, you stay. If not possible, you can leave. Problem is solved. So guys, this is the concept of unit regression testing and regional regression testing. So if you want one line simple summary, can I say unit regression testing is done on independent modules and regional regression testing is done on dependent modules? Is that correct sentence? Unit is done on independent modules, whereas regional is done on dependent modules. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. First, you write whatever you've understood here. Same concept. These 4-5 points, whatever is required, I'll give you. But this diagram, whatever you understood, first neatly write that diagram. Then you write whatever you understood. Okay. 10 minutes I'll give you. 10 minutes I'll give you. Neatly write the diagram first. Then whatever you have understood, then I will give my points also. So I've told you 2 types of regression testing: unit regression testing and regional regression testing. These 2 have covered. Points also I'll give you. First you write whatever you understood. And again I'm repeating, whatever test cases are modified, we should delete that. It's of no use. It's just to create a confusion, that's all. So one more statement, guys. Can I say regression test cases means it is an unmodified test case? Yes or no? Regression test case means they are unmodified test case. We are not at all modifying, we are using them, that's all. Here remember, those 3 test cases I'm picking from release 1. I am just executing, and after that it's over. After that it's over. I don't delete from release 1 repository. All right, first you write whatever you understood. 10:10 is the time. Till 10:20 I'll give you 10 minutes of time. First you write. Definition I will give you. 3-4 points also I want to give. I'll give you those points also. Daridra fellows are there in this world, I tell you. Seriously, waste fellows are there. Copy, guys. Interested fellows neatly write. Sir, after deleting the old one, if customer mind changes and he says no need to change, then there is a problem. Vinay Raj, if customer says, boss, now I want to change, again he has to give me the new requirement. He cannot say that, hey, whatever you deleted, I want once again. Orally, it will not work out. If anything he wants, he should give me the documents once again. So once again, he should give me the new requirement. Remember that point. Regression testing means checking the unchanged modules of the application. No, I don't know. Deepu Pradhan, you wait until I will tell you what is definition. So that's the reason topic by topic I'm teaching. First to understand all the topics separately. Sir, in release 1, there is no need to delete the pink test case. Rani, what is that pink test case means? Tell me. Pink test case means what? Use the correct word. That pink one is which test case? In general, it always mandatory to have increase in the number of features for each and every updates release. Generally, yes, Ganesh. Dependent module. Renuka, so obviously, whatever inbox, sent item, draft you are taking, we are not going to delete them. We are going to keep them like that only. Remember, we are using one copy for executing. Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? These 3 regression cases have taken from release 1, right? From now, do they belong to release 2 or release 1 only? These 3 regression cases. From now, do they belong to release 1 or release 2? What is your answer? Yes, they are release 1 only. I am just using it. Nimajji release 2. It is like you are taking my bike just to go somewhere, and after that you have to come back and give it to me. Remember that point. You are just using my bike. Like that, to test the inbox, sent item, and draft, you are using these test cases. That's all. You are using it. So I'm taking a copy, I'm storing it here, I'm using it. That's all. So it will not delete from release 1 repository. After using, it's over. Remember that point. So understand the logic behind what I'm teaching. Don't try to understand only those points. Understand the logic. Still writing? Still writing? Right. But don't write anything wrong, I'm saying you. Again, I'm repeating. Regression cases, we are just taking it from the previous release. We are using them or we are executing them. That's all. And after that, we are not deleting it from the release number 1. Once you use it, you have to give it back. Simple concept that is. ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಾಕ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಬಾಕ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ Okay, I'm sorry guys, listen now. See, when they ask you the definition of unit regression testing, in interview, don't tell this blue color, pink color. Blue color, pink color only for you. Some fellows are there, great people, they will tell that also in the interview. Blue color means unit regression testing, pink color means regional regression testing. Then they will ask you who is your manual faculty. So don't tell my name at least. Listen. So when they ask unit regression testing, we are testing only the changed unit since there is no impact area. Now listen, as soon as you tell this definition, this is the only definition I'll tell you. This is the only definition. So as soon as you tell this definition, then why are you calling it as a regression testing? He will ask. What is your answer now? Listen carefully. Unit regression testing means testing only changed units since there is no impact area. He will ask you, like, if impact area is not there, then why are you calling it as a regression testing? What is your answer? Then why are you calling it as a regression testing? What is your answer? No, wrong. It's not we are using old test case. You are wrong. Sir, impact area I am not testing on other modules, but I am testing within that module. I was in release. Impact area is not on other modules, but impact area is within the module. So it is also called as regression testing. Is the explanation clear? Is the explanation clear? Yes or no? Yes. And here guys, regional regression testing is very simple. Testing the changed unit, okay, plus impact area on other units or other modules. This is a one-line definition of regional regression testing. Have you understood? Copy this first. First copy this. 2-3 more points I want to give. First you copy this. Copy this. No 10-line definitions, guys. It's only one line only. Unit regression means this much only, and regional means this much only. Only this one line you have to give the definition. That's all. Only that first one cross question you remember, it's enough. Only the first one you remember, that is enough. Done. Copy it. Assessment. Okay. Now listen carefully, listen. So one line definition of unit regression testing and regional regression testing you have written, and the concepts also you have understood. Can I hope that you have understood difference between these two? Difference between your unit regression testing and regional regression testing. And now write note. Note means what? Note. Whenever I say note, it means what? Tell me. Control yourself. It is only for your understanding. Don't teach everything to the interviewer. It is not at all required, right? Note number one. Note number one. Note number one. Unit regression is done on. Don't tell the interviewer. Perfect. Keep a secret. Only when you open an institute, then you go and tell the students, your students also. Because I've seen people think what, hey, very easy. Let us open the institute. You open, you will understand what is your life, I'll tell you. You will become mad within 1 month, or you will become mad, I'll tell you. Unit regression is generally done on independent modules. Unit regression is generally done on independent modules. Is done on independent modules. Done on independent modules. Unit regression is generally done on independent modules, whereas regional regression is done in case of dependent modules. Whereas regional regression is done in case of dependent modules. In case of dependent module. Whereas regional regression is done in case of dependent modules. Dana. Note number 2. Note number 2. Any old test case, if we modify any old test case, if we modify due to the requirement changes, any old test case, if we modify due to the requirement changes, any old test case, if we modify due to the requirement changes, then it becomes a new test case. Then it becomes a new test case for next release. Then it becomes a new test case for the next release. It becomes a new test case for the next release. Is that statement clear? Read it once for yourself. Just go through that statement. Any test case, if you modify, it will become a new test case for the next release. Is that clear? Yes? Good. Next point. Next point. Regression cases. We are taking from previous release. We are taking from previous release and using it for regression testing. Regression cases we are taking from the previous release. Regression test cases we are taking from the previous releases and using it for regression testing in next release, and using it for regression testing in the next release without doing any modifications, and using it for regression testing for the next release without doing any modification. Without doing any modification. Is that statement also clear? Is that statement also clear? Yes. Now, last 30 seconds, one important point is there, guys. Please concentrate. Please concentrate here, okay? Whatever is required points I've given, guys. This is enough. In interview, they'll only ask you definition. You also sit in home 10 minutes. If you study, you will understand this concept, okay? One last concept you observe, guys. See, I took these 3 test cases and I am using it, correct? I took these 3 test cases and using it for regression testing. after regression testing is over, these 3 test cases, is it of any use for me? After regression testing is over, is these 3 test cases of any use for me? So after 10:30 it hangs only. 1 minute, guys. It's getting hanged for me. Tell me now. After regression testing is over, is it of any use for me? I am not getting your messages. Oh, I think it's hanged. Guys, can you hear me? I have unmuted you. At least anyone talk? Are you there? Wow, nice. Guys, can you hear me?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning, Maria. ಈ ಫೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸಿಲ್ವಾ ಮರಿ ಅದನ್ನ?
ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳ್ಸಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೊರಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ. ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪುಟ್ ಎ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ the session is closed, so we'll continue the class tomorrow ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ.
Tomorrow 8 o'clock.
Tomorrow 8 o'clock. ಬೇಗ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ.
Okay sir, okay.
The session is ಇದು expired. 100. So we'll continue the class tomorrow ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ.
Okay.
ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನಂಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಫೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ.